Are you thinking about selling this fall, but you're not sure where to start? Well, I'm going to give you 3 simple questions to ask those realtors that you're going to set up for interviews in order to hire the best person for the job. Hi, I'm Jackie Othen, your Toronto Realtor. If you are looking to get the latest and greatest on real estate tips or information or market stats, you want to hit the subscribe button down below. And remember, if you don't turn that bell on for notifications, you're not going to hear when we post, and you want to do that right now. If you're thinking about selling your home this fall, here are 3 things that you absolutely have to be able to ask with courage and confidence, because you are entitled to the answers to these questions before you give your listing or the sale of your home to someone who's going to represent you. And here they are. Let's get into the first one. The first and most important question I think everyone should be asking and not being shy about, because after all, this is your largest investment and this is your home, and you are entitled to ask this question and you shouldn't feel awkward about asking it. The first question is, what are you going to charge me to get my house sold? Commission. You got to talk about commission. There shouldn't be any surprises. You should be able to have an opportunity to compare what one person is charging and compare it against what somebody else is charging. And that leads me into my next question of number 2. What services are you offering as part of that real estate commission? So do I need to, as a home seller, hire my own photographer or videographer? Do I have to do my own pre-list inspection? I certainly hope not, but every real estate company or agent does things differently. And as a home seller, you have an obligation to ask these questions up front to get the services that you are entitled to or deserve. You don't ask, you don't get. So you want to make sure you get an itemized list of the things that they are going to do for you, whether that's full service staging, full service marketing. Are they going to hold your house open house? How long is the staging going to stay in your house? Are they going to be able to paint a couple of rooms to neutralize them, and with someone that they know and trust to be able to get it done in a timeline that suits your house getting to market at prime time? What are they going to do after the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month? And how long are they going to be able to provide you with high level services to ensure that your house for them is a top priority and gets maximum exposure? Are they advertising on the internet? Are they advertising in the newspaper? Are they sending flyers? You have the absolute right and need to ask these questions. I don't care if it's Uncle Larry you're hiring or Cousin Sue. It's your responsibility and your right as a homeowner with your biggest asset in front of you to be able to shamelessly ask, would you mind just explaining what services are covered and what the timeline of our marketing plan is, or the staging plan, or if there's professional cleaners that are coming into your house, you want to make sure that that's included in their services and that you're not expected to pay. I believe everything clarified up front ensures healthy relationship. And the third most important question that you have to ask as a home seller is ask the realtor, Uncle Larry, Cousin Sue, or the real estate agent that happens to be working in your neighborhood, or somebody that you know from bingo. Ask them to verify and clarify and show you on the contract how long the contract duration is. It's super important as the market adjusts downwards that if you have a strategy with someone sitting in front of you that you've hired through no fault of your own, maybe you've been really trusting and you wanted to give somebody a shot, but you've hired them and it's clearly not working, your house is not sold, with every weekend that's passing, you're frustrated, the house isn't sold, it's fatiguing, you've done some price adjustments, you want to know when you can terminate the relationship. So there's a natural end, it's called the contract end date, or you might be in order to ask for a termination to the agreement. I don't want to get into that on this video, but I'm going to say it's really clear to know up front whether you're giving someone a contract for a year, which I think is a really long time unless you've got a $5, $6, $10, $15 million listing that you're trying to sell, or if you are in a 90 to 120 day period of opportunity that you're giving an agent to sell your home. Because the reality is you don't want to sit and languish on the market. It's difficult enough. It's a bit of a grind out there. Things are taking longer to sell, but still well-priced homes that present really well are selling quickly in most markets. Now, in some other markets, things are taking time naturally because they have either seasonal product in cottage country, or in seniors properties, they are taking a little bit longer because seniors are moving less and less in the winter time by default. So whatever it is, you want to make sure that you ask that question, that you are brave enough to ask, you are entitled to the answer, how long is this working relationship? And the reality is, as a customer, you can dictate the terms of the relationship. So if you'd like to work with someone for 60 days or 90 days or 120 days, you have that right. And don't feel pressured, don't feel bullied. This is your biggest asset and it's your job to advocate for yourself. So be brave about that. All right, those are 3 really good questions that I know you're going to be able to ask confidently with courage, and you're going to get the answers that you deserve. But if there's any doubt in your mind about the questions or the answers that you're receiving to these questions and you need another opinion, as always, you know how to reach us. And if you've come this far and you've watched the video to here, I'm going to give you one more bonus tip that's going to help you out. Are you contemplating hiring a solo agent, whether it's a relative, a neighbor, or a friend from bingo? Or are you actually looking to find a team of people, a real estate team that can get to work for you? Because a team, in my opinion, has the power of more bodies, more eyes, more brains looking out for your best interests, as opposed to a solo agent who sometimes can't cover all of the needs of all their clients. And I'm going to tell you, a team exponentially has more reach because there are more people who know more buyers, who can get out there and promote your property. And usually they've got marketing systems, staging, they've got other systems in place that are 2022 relevant and current to be able to get your home sold. And when you're interviewing a team, you want to make sure, if you're interviewing the team leader, that you ask the last question, which is, Mr. Team Leader or Mrs. Team Leader, will you be the one that's helping me and staying in communication with me? Because to me, that's a red flag. If I'm meeting with somebody who's the team leader and I meet them once and I never see them again, that's not a relationship that works for me. It's not one based on either trust or I feel like I'm being handed off to someone. So you want to be clear about that. In some really successful large teams, I know that by default you get handed off. It doesn't necessarily mean that you get poor service, but I'm saying to you, if you're watching this and if you're looking for that team leader to be the one that's taking care of you, give us a call, because that's what you get every time when you sign up with us. If you're looking for me, you get me throughout, from the very beginning through to the end.